Alrighty, and here we are with my customized slash two-wheel drive VXL kit. So we're going to be running this around the neighborhood today. We're rocking a J Concepts Chevy Silverado body. That was custom painted by yours truly, as you can see right there. And yeah, we've got quite a few upgrades on this thing. We're running with the Proline Badlands, RPM suspension arms. And yeah, before we keep going on the car, I just want to show you one more thing. Look at how clean I got my workbench. Whew. Going to be running this 2S battery, by the way. And this is a surprise for the Infraction 6S. This is a pair of solid rubber M2C racing tires that should hopefully last a lot longer mounted on some M2C wheels, but even though M2C sold them, you can still see it says Arma right there. So these are technically the wheels that go on the Typhon. So yeah, because if you pay attention to my videos with the Typhon, or if I could just show you right now actually, they look pretty identical. I'm not sure width-wise. Actually, no, width-wise is the same. So yeah, they are the same wheels that are on the Typhon, just for the Infraction now, because they share the same size hex adapter. But yeah, anyway, what y'all think about the workbench? A bit more neat and tidy. I got my mats to look more black because they were brown before. Couldn't really get the glue stains off, but other than that, I think I really like my mats now. I've got 2 open workstations now. For a car that may need parts or is broken, can sit right there as opposed to on the shelf, and I can still make videos over here. So yeah, let's pop this Silverado body off, get back going to the slash. So, I haven't driven this car in a hot minute, so let me go over the rundown of what we're running. Obviously, we've got the RPM suspension arms. We've got metal aluminum carriers, the Proline body mounts that screw on. Running a motor ESC fan and a motor fan from Intigi, I don't know how to pronounce that. We've also got backlights, headlights. Still running stock shocks. I don't know why about that, but still running stock shocks and stock servo. This is upgraded from the brushed to the brushless because it came as the slash two-wheel drive kit. Obviously, we're running upgraded tires and wheels. Honestly, that's kind of pretty much it. Obviously, the Proline mounts in the front. I should think of. I just could not speak there. Let me know any other like new upgrades that I should do to this to enhance performance or just looks. Because I think it looks pretty good. And as I'm speaking about that right now, this is loose right there. So I got to find a little C-clip, put that back on. Other than that, I think we're good to drive. So yeah, 2S running time, a fresh, brand spanking new 2S battery, because I had to warranty my other ones because they wouldn't charge, which was kind of interesting. But that was below a year, so I got 3 of these. This is one of them for free from Traxxas. So their customer support is just awesome. But yeah, enough from that. Let's just go out and drive this thing. Alrighty, see y'all out there. Alrighty, here we are with this custom slash kit. Got the ramp set up over there. We got the whole yard and backyard. I did forget to mention one thing, is that I changed the diff fluid in the rear to be a bit more thick. So hopefully that changes how this thing drives, because it was a bit like out of control the past few videos, but hopefully it should be better now. Anyways, let's rip. I already noticed a difference. Well, that's body rub. Hopefully we could get some sway bars for this thing. Oh, it's more control in the grass. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's a lot more control. Okay. Look at the sway though. I wonder if a company makes sway bars for two-wheel drive. That'd be awesome. Oh yeah. Putting this Badlands to work. That was a wheelie. Oh, Okay, we did a wheelie and we just, okay. Alrighty, let's see if we could solve this issue. We'll bring it back down to the workshop and see what's up with it. Alrighty guys, we are back inside the workshop. Something's going on in here, so let's go ahead and take that out and investigate what it is. Could just be a pinion slipped off, could just be the spur gear stripped, which I've dealt with dozens of times. But let's see. Let me know if y'all like this camera angle for working on the rigs too. Alright, so we're going to pop this wheel off. Just going to lay it right there. Alrighty. Now, normally you get this out of the way, but I want to get back to driving, so I'm just going to go straight ahead and get that cover off. 2 screws to hold on the cover. There is one, obviously, that I just took out right there, and then one pretty close to the drive shaft, actually no, close to the suspension arm, up down here. Just get wrenching on that. We'll see what we're dealing with. Alrighty. We could just shimmy this cover off. And it is as I suspected. That looks to be like a stripped spur gear. Only partially. It's not the worst I've seen. But yeah. Okay, so let's, what tooth is it? Is it a 76? It's a 76 tooth. Which means we could put maybe this guy in. This is a 72. And it's metal, so it wouldn't really strip. But yeah. Let's try that. We might throw a metal one in. Alright, so let's see getting this gear off. Set the camera back up. Alright, so step 1 is you need 2.5, actually no, I lied, not 2.5. You need this guy, thread right there onto the slipper clutch nut. Hold the gear so it doesn't spin and then start threading it. Maybe the tire if the axle starts to spin, but in my case I don't have to. Get that nut out, put that to the side. Then this spring should slide right on out. Then there is the gear. You can see the brake pad up in there, and then there's the pads for the slipper clutch. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to loosen these 3 bolts right here with a 2.5mm wrench, like this. They'll break loose. There we go. You also see the teeth in the gearbox near the base of the pinion gear. That's crazy. This isn't the worst gear I've dealt with. The worst gear I've dealt with was one that was snapped in half. Don't ask me how that happened. Hint, it was the drag car. Plastic gears in the drag car just do not mix at all. Do not mix. Oh, this one's on tighter. There we go. So if we put a smaller tooth spur gear in, we're gonna have to change the I forget what it's called, the gear mesh. So yeah, now you want to flip it over. This is technically loose, but it's still going to be harder to get out. So what you want to do is get that bearing out by like finding the lip of it, and then boom. Now that bearing has popped out right there. Then here you can get this lip and just kind of put it on the ground. Give it a little strike on the top right here, like that. Maybe it'll come out. It didn't that time. There we go. Now you just push out the pads and then we can install it onto the new gear. Okay, so here we are with the 72 tooth spur metal, like Amazon special, kind of a rip-off of Hot Racing, but this was previously in the drag wrestler, as you can see. Some clearly used residue right there, but that's still a good gear, I believe. So we're going to try to throw this guy in. Now we're just going to do the opposite of what I just did. We're going to put the pads back in. Then we can just shove the bearing like right there to hold them in place. Boom. Then you take the 3 bolts that we took out of the old gear, place them in here like that. I try to get them started with my fingers just to hold the pads in place. Just a little bit started. Okay, now we can go ahead and start to thread them in one by one. So that guy, get that guy pretty tight. There we go. You want these guys to be decently, not too tight, but decently tight, because they are spinning at high RPM. So there we go. Sorry if my camera's blurry, it's not really focusing in on this section, but I'm using my GoPro, not my phone. Alrighty, so like that, we got that on. Then you're gonna notice it's not gonna line up properly with the pinion gear. That's because this is a smaller tooth setting by, like, I don't know, 3 teeth. Slide it onto there. That spins nicely. Then you can go ahead and slide that spring on. And then you can take the nut that is still inside my wrench. Go ahead and thread that guy on. And I like to put it not too tight, but tight enough to where it won't be constantly just slipping and burning out the pads. So what my method is I like to go all the way and then back off a few turns, or like a half a turn. So like right now I think I'm fully tight. I can't really get a good grip on it now. So now I'm going to back off like that much of a turn. So yeah. Then to set the gear mesh, what we're going to want to do is where's my 2mm? Okay, it's right here. Grab your 2mm, loosen these 2 bolts right here so that the motor is able to slide. So you loosen that, loosen that. Now as you can see, hopefully, that motor, that pinion gear can move like that. So we want to get it closer. You could use the paper trick, but I don't necessarily want to use that with metal gears, because the mesh is, I think, slightly different with metal when it comes to metal on metal. So I want to get it close, but not too close. This is one of those things where you want it to be like perfect. I'm trying to shimmy it on in there. It's feeling pretty good. If we could go maybe a bit tighter, that would be nice. So loosen these up a little more to give some more range of motion, and then push it just a hair closer. Is that the motor shaft? Okay, that's the motor shaft. Okay, can't do anything about that. Now I'll say that that looks pretty good. Now what we're going to do, holding the motor in place with my left hand, as you can see, tighten this bolt. Then you can tighten the upper bolt, or vice versa. And there we go. You don't want it to be too tight or too loose, otherwise it'll be too loud and it could risk stripping the gear again. Right there, that feels maybe a bit tight, I'd say. You want it to be smooth. Like, we could officially test it by putting the wheel on, seeing how it spins. Might be a little bit tight, but it should work its way in since it's a metal gear. But you can probably see right there, that's the state of it right now. Could try to make it even tighter, maybe. Actually, it looks loose. I don't know. You know, we're just gonna run it, I believe. So yeah. Alrighty, I'm gonna put the cover back on, and I'm gonna put this wheel back on, and we're gonna catch y'all outside. Alrighty, see y'all then. Alrighty, and here we are back out with the car on the ramp with that donor pinion gear. This is by all means just like a temporary, not pinion gear, spur gear. This is a temporary spur gear. I want to go back to plastic with this car, just because I prefer plastic over metal. I prefer metal on high power machines, but like the drag wrestler, but this I wouldn't consider a high power machine. I don't know, we might keep the metal in, but
it's feeling good. At least we can get back to driving. I'm gonna be a bit more smooth on the throttle on this guy. Oop. That wasn't the pinion, that was the tire on the body. Pretty sure. There we go. And I hear a car coming, so we can't go up on the road. I gotta figure out that body rub. There we go. I will say, I got the suspension set up on this kind of like the UDR. Should we head down here? Or not yet? Let's see if we can do a speed run, because it technically should be faster, since that is now a 72 tooth spur, and the one we stripped was a 76 tooth. Oh, listen to those tire knobs. Oh, that's decently fast for slash two-wheel drive on 2S. Alright, let's send it into the off-road. Yeah, look at that guy go. Yeah, this guy's pretty quick. Get down low, get some cool shots. Oh, that was a close one. Epic save. Yeah, no sway bar, no TSM. No, nothing. Just a throttle and a steering trim. I got the suspension fairly soft on this guy. Could probably do good with stiffening it up, maybe. Whew. Nice. That was like 3/4 of a throttle. Full throttle. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh my gosh. Ow, my leg. That shot that pine cone right at my leg. How are we able to stay control during that? Hold up, I got you. Oh, at least I know it's drivetrain smooth. We're just rolling during that. What the heck was that? That was the pine cone. It just hit the front and just brought the nose all the way up and then just popped a wheelie. Not gonna lie, that was sick. That was awesome. Somehow, by the grace of God, we stayed in control. We didn't like roll over and destroy this body. Where did it even scrape? A little bit right there, mainly right there on the bumper. Because it was all the way up like this. This is not a wheelie designed car by any means. Sure, it's two-wheel drive and it has the potential for wheeling, but I don't have it built like that yet. So that's early. Oh man. And that pine cone just shot however fast it was going, just knocked that pine cone right into my leg. It felt like a baseball, dude. Felt like some little kid who's not an ML, like not like a professional baseball player, who just kind of like weakly threw a baseball at you. That's kind of how it felt, like a mini punch, kind of. Anyway, I'm gonna say that's enough speed runs. We're gonna end on that note. At least I know the brakes are good because I locked up the wheels like that. Let's head down here. Oh yeah. This guy's got some pretty good suspension action like the UDR. Whew. Oh yeah. And a little butterfly flying by. We're still sending. We're good. Whew. Look at that. This is a little bit above this what this truck's capable for. I mean, this is decently rough terrain. This is more UDR style. But just seeing the suspension move around on this guy is awesome. These are the stock Ultra Shocks, by the way. Woo. Oh yeah. The spur is holding up good. Oh. One of the cons of two-wheel drive. There we go. Hang on, I want to check something. Are we still good?
That wasn't... Okay, yeah, I thought we broke the drive shaft for a second.
This car can usually make it up that hill. Yeah, like that. It is hard for it, but... There we go. Oh, side landing. If those carriers were plastic, they would have been done. Ooh. Hit the rear end. Coming through. Little pop. Full send. And out through here. Oh yeah. That was a good sesh. I don't know, I might keep that metal spur gear in. Like, I feel like this is a beast of a two-wheel drive Slash. Woo. No tree jump for this guy. Coming through here. It does sound different because of that metal spur, but it's working. If I had to take a guess about which next gear would blow, would be the pinion because of the Traxxas monkey metal gears. Oh, we're good. You see, other than the gearing, this thing's pretty durable. Yeah, other than the gearing, this thing's pretty durable, so... Like, yeah. That was a good one. I wish I was over there to get that clip. How'd we end up over there? I entered from the left, came out through the right. Alrighty, GoPro overheated again. It is pretty hot out, so we might have to cut this short if my GoPro heats up again. But like I was saying, I think its ride height's pretty good for what I have it at. I don't know, why don't y'all let me know? I think it looks a bit more realistic, a little bit lower down. So let me know.
Anyway, we're back up to the ramp, and let's send it.
Tail whip and I didn't land it. Kind of landed it. Flip it. Oh yeah. Let's see, wheelie maybe. Oh, okay, yes, it's wheeliable now. Okay, it's wheeliable. It is 100% wheeliable. that front end comes up quite a bit, dude. Let's see if we can get a better shot of that. Almost. Hearing them tire knobs is awesome. I just see that right front tire just went all the way in the fender when I hit the brakes and turned left. Oh, a little wheelie pop there. I'm going to destroy my rear tires by doing that. Almost just took it out with that brick column. That was a cool angle. This truck is very bouncy and I love that. Not designed, I didn't build it for crazy sends. I just built it for scale appearance, I think. Obviously with a fantasy body of my own, but almost hit myself there. That was like 2 inches from me. I'd say that metal gear did a lot. Sometimes all you need to do, guys, is change the gearing. And you can have yourself a total ripper. My steering trim's off though. Look at that, this jump, back-to-back jumps. Steering trim's angled a little right. Let's see if I can fix that like that. That feels better. Ooh. Perfect landing. Good suspension action coming up back onto the pavement too. Totally a front flip. Oh my, look at my body. Yeah, just push that back in. There we go. All done and done. Oh, and that was low voltage cutoff. Alrighty. So I'm going to see if there's any other damage. I don't think there should be. But yeah, let's bring it back into the workshop. My freshly cleaned workshop, which I'm going to have to clean again because there's probably grass clippings. But yeah, let's go do that. Oh, there we go. Alrighty. We'll pack it up and I'll see you all inside. I am not going to lie, that was an incredible bash after we fixed that gear. Whew, all this truck needed was a bit more teeth on its spur gear, or a few less teeth on its spur gear so we could have a bit more punch, and now it is like, it's acting like my Slash 4x4 where I wanted it to act like my UDR. Like, but it's did incredible today. It's popping wheelies now on some Badlands. I'm seeing a decent amount of tread wear as opposed to up here. But this car, I'm able to swap the front and the rear because Proline has these hexes that are removable. Like these screws are actually removable. So I can just remove those, pop this wheel off, remove those over there too, pop that wheel off and just, well, obviously swap once this gets a bit lower. But right now it's not that bad. I'm just noticing that compared to over here. Look at the blocks there. And then look at the blocks here. See, I've been sanded down a little bit because I kind of did full throttle near the end on some pavement, but it was getting its nose up. It was getting its nose up. But whew, I just went over the truck. I couldn't really find anything major. Actually, not anything minor either. Pretty good overall. Gotta think of some other upgrades to do for this. Let me know down below. Oh, whew, that was loud. My stand needs some of that WD-40. Okay. Let me know what other upgrades I could do on this truck down below in the comments, because I'm not sure what else I could do. I mean, there's not a lot I could do on a two-wheel drive. And as I'm saying that, probably some of y'all are pissed that I said that, saying, "Oh, you could do a lot more." Well, let me know. I don't know what else. Oh. Hang on. You, sir, need to shut up. I just sprayed that all over my mat that I just cleaned. Ah, better. Still a little squeaking. Whatever, I can live with that. Okay.
What was I saying? I forgot. Oh yeah. What other upgrades should I do on this thing? How much? I'm honestly, now that I'm looking at it, probably could upgrade the shocks. Now I want to test something because, back last winter in January when I bent that Typhon shock shaft, that was like a while ago. I had originally decided to get those Proline shocks, but they weren't going to be here for a few months. Then I wanted some Arma shocks from the Arma website, those like red 6S shocks. They didn't come, but then I found them on A-Main. I literally got the last two that I could put on the Typhon, and they came within a week. But I forgot to cancel the order on the other two, so now I've got an extra set of Arma shocks that are over there on the wall, and these Proline shocks just came in a few days ago. And I was like, wait a minute, what are these for? And then I remember, like, oh, these are the shocks that didn't come in. Those shocks were ordered in January, and as of recording this video, it is like August 10th, I think, like a few days right before I go back to college. Dude, they took over 6 months. At least they came. But I'm wondering if I could fit them on here. I mean, these guys are the rear shocks right here. They look like they'd be a bit, like, beefier. They might touch the chassis. I don't know. We could figure that out. They might be a bit longer, but we could easily see better with the fronts, since the fronts are more, like, exposed, per se. But I don't know. Honestly, we might try that. We might already have that upgrade here. We'll probably do that in the next video of this car. But yeah. That'd be sick. Those shocks look sick, I'm not gonna lie. They look awesome. I've got the ones that I actually designed for the Traxxas vehicles on my two-wheel drive Rustler, off-road Rustler, not the drag Rustler. And my Stampede 4x4 kit, which is also a kit like this. But yeah. Well, see, these shocks, I have them really soft. I kind of like that, because I wanted to build this truck to be like a scale basher, kind of like the UDR. But yeah, going over, I'm not really seeing anything. No other bolts are loose. No more gears are stripped. The diff is feeling good, not loose like it was last time. That's feeling good. That was wobbly. And yeah, I just think I have to, like, probably trim the body down a little bit, because we were getting some body rub, I think, on the, oh, my remote's still on. We were getting some body rub on the rear, I think, a little bit, but not too bad. But yeah, not the worst. It sounded like a stripped gear, but it wasn't. It was just these guys rubbing on the body. But anyway, I think that's enough yapping from me. I'll say that this truck is good for another drive, and let me know what upgrades I should do, and if I should try to put those shocks on. Even if they'll fit. I'm not even sure if they'll fit, but hopefully they will. But anyway, I am RC Racer. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.